Good morning, folks. Welcome back to our camp on this beautiful summer's morning. I think we're going to get a little rain today, actually. The sky's a little gray to the west. Oh well, it's so good to be here. A friend of ours nicknamed this area Paradise, so we arrived back in Paradise last night. I unloaded this material that you see. We stopped off at a lumberyard on the way up, and today we're going to add the rest of the floor joists, some bridging, and stand the posts up. And once again, I can't think of a better job site. Got a chorus of birds singing to me this morning, coffee in hand, no stress. It's so good to be here. There we go. Now it's time to rinse and repeat our way across. Oh, that's awesome. So this morning, just as I dropped the last joist in place, the clouds turned black and the heavens opened up, and we had a wonderful rainstorm this afternoon. So I'm back out now, and it's 20 after 5. That's okay. So next, the plan is to set all 6 posts in place, screw them to the joists and the header. Then I'm going to put the decking on. Then once the decking's on, I'm going to put the posts in final position, true them up, and brace them, because the next step is to lift the beams on. The way we wanted it?
Yep, that's the way.
Perfect.
Should just ended up just the way it was.
Oh my goodness, that went in well. Looks good to me, buddy. Looks fantastic, actually. Morning, folks, and welcome back to our cottage. It's another beautiful August morning. Actually, it's a little chilly, but there's a blue sky. I've got a long sleeve shirt on and a t-shirt, and it feels like a hint of fall is in the air. And the silver maples, the soft maples, have started to turn red. It's really beautiful. But fall and hunting season, it's still quite a few weeks away yet. Well, the last time we were here, between the rainstorms, I was working on putting the deck on. And when I was doing the decking, I had to notch out for the beams of the posts. And I was using my father's More Power from Canadian Tire jigsaw. And all things were going well. Until it made a shrieking noise. And I knew it wasn't doing so well, because after one cut it would be warm. After 2 cuts it would be quite warm, and after the third it was almost too hot to hold. I had taken it apart and looked at the driven end, but that reciprocating mechanism, it's non-repairable. So I cut the last one here with a handsaw and a chisel. And actually it was kind of fun to do it old school, but kind of slow for me too. So the other day my wife and I were in town. We went to a thrift store to drop off some goodies, and I noticed a cardboard box with, among other things, an old skill saw, handsaw, hammer, and a jigsaw. So I asked the fellow if it was for sale, and he said they'd just gotten it, so they plugged it in and tried it and sold it to me. What I kind of like about it is it's another cast aluminum body. It's a Black & Decker, and it's the same vintage as my father's jigsaw. And check this out. Here and here are 2 holes that say oil. When did you ever buy a power tool that you could actually lubricate and it tells you to lubricate? So I've blown it out with compressed air, cleaned it up, oiled it, and today we're going to cut the other notches for the posts with this jigsaw. Another treasure. Can't wait to try little Betsy out. Well, I'm going to throw a few planks on here and get some decking going. This is the last full piece of decking to put in place. It's piece number 26. And if you're wondering what could possibly take me so long to put just 26 pieces of decking down, well, to mark my screw holes, I made a template. I just hold it where it goes, and then I pop a hole with a scratch awl. And then every single one of these 728 screws that I've put in so far, I drill a pilot hole. And I'm using a 1/16 inch thick, it's an old square actually, is my spacer. This lumber is pretty wet to say the very least, and I'm sure it's going to shrink quite a bit. When I drill a pilot hole, the screw doesn't split the wood, it goes in nice, and I think it seals it even better. And I'm sure I'm going to get the odd comment on that. There, we'll move along to each end, and once this one's in place, I'm going to have to trim a piece up to fit on the very end. Well, there we go, last screw. The decking is done. And I'm thankful, actually. That was a long job. Next thing I'm going to do is the 2 horizontal beams. I'm going to cut them to length, get a couple ladders out, and put them in place.